Calling to order the Zoning Board of Adjustment for September 21, 2022. Good evening. My name is Suzanne Bernal, and I am the acting chair this evening. We'll just go around the room real quick and have introductions. I guess we'll start over with Nick.
We usually
I'm
start.
Nick Codner, Building Inspector and Zoning Administrator.
Laurie Gandia, Associate Planner.
Chris Moore, Associate Zoning Board Member.
Suzanne Bernal, voting member.
Mitch Feig, voting member.
First on the agenda, I don't have the reading of the,
That's okay.
okay, we'll go forward. So, as you can see, we have 3 members here this evening. We do ask if you turn your cell phones off or on vibrate so they are not interrupting us. The way it will work is we have a few continuances, which is good news for all of you here. We'll run through those first. We have a little approval of minutes and a few other things we have to take care of first, housekeeping. When your case gets called, if you will come to the front here, you can sit at these right here. We'll ask you to present your case, which is what you've submitted for your written applications. We will ask questions from the board. We will open it up to the audience. Anyone in favor or against will have an opportunity to speak. We do ask if you are here to speak in for or against that you make all of your comments directly to the board. It is not an interaction between the person speaking and the applicants. It is to and from the board. And then we will close the matter and we will deliberate between the 3 of us. Because there are only 3 rather than 5, you do have to carry every member on the board. So if you have any hesitation, you are welcome to continue. We'll get to that moving forward. But you do, again, need to carry all 3 votes for a yay to get whatever relief you're looking for. And with that, I will ask for a motion to approve the minutes from the August 17, 2022 meeting.
I move to approve the minutes.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. And our town council liaison is not here this evening, so we will waive that. Regional impact determinations?
Yes, I'm just going to read the ones that will be heard tonight. So we do have 4 for your consideration. The first is case number 92122-1, request for a special exception for a home occupation per LZO 5.12 for a whole body mind training fitness center, 6 Quentin Drive, map 5, lot 50-10, zoned AR1. Chris and Carolyn Von Pitchell, owners and applicants. Case number 92122-2, request for a variance from LZO 4.2.1.3.C.1 to encroach 15 feet into the 40-foot front setback for the installation of a front porch steps, 48 South Road, map 3, lot 16, zoned AR1. William and Jacqueline Govan, owners and applicants. Case number 92122-7, request for a variance from LZO 4.2.1.3.C.1 to encroach 10 feet into the 40-foot front setback for the construction of front stairs, 401 Mammoth Road, map 12, lot 63-2, zoned AR1, Waterford Construction LLC, owner and applicant. And case number 92122-10, request for a variance from LZO 4.2.1.3.C.1 to encroach 12 feet into the 40-foot front setback for the construction of covered porch stairs, 18 Raintree Drive, map 8, lot 3-49, zoned AR1. Joyce Stewart Buzzell, owner and applicant. Staff recommends that the board find these applications are not of regional impact as they do not meet any of the criteria set forth by the Southern New Hampshire Planning Commission.
Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that to approve the regional impact determination.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. So, who's reading? You're reading.
I'm reading.
Okay,
Do
call the first case.
Okay. Case number 92122-1, request for special exception for a home occupation per LZO 5.12.
Yeah, sorry.
Can we do the
Yeah,
continuances first?
we're
just in
gonna-
case there's
we're gonna get
anybody
rid of
in
the-
audience,
sorry.
then they can,
That was my fault. Yes.
Not yet, sorry.
Sorry. So we have several motions to continue matters for case number 8/17/2022-1, 2, and 3. If I can get a motion to have that continued.
I move to continue the cases 8/17/2022, numbers 1 through 3.
Second,
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I have a second set of requests for continuation for case numbers 9/21/2022-3, 4, 5, and 6. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to continue cases 923
921.
09/21/22-3, 4, 5, and 6.
Get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. If I could get a motion to continue public hearing in case number 9/21/22-8 to October 19th.
I move to continue, was it 8?
8.
Yeah, case number 9/21/22-8 to the next meeting.
Get a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And the final one is a motion to continue public hearing in case number 9/21/22-9 to October 19th at the applicant's request.
I'll make a motion to continue case number 9/21/22-9.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Yeah, you can go.
All right. We will start today with case number 9/21/22-1, request for a special exception for a home occupation per LZO 5.112 for a whole body mind training fitness center, 6 Quentin Drive, map 5, lot 50-10, zoned AR1. Chris and Kaylin Vaughn. Okay. Owners and occupants, please come up.
Okay.
Yes, sit.
Good evening.
I
If you just
start.
want to introduce yourself.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Never been to the town before. Hi, I'm Kate Von Pischel and my husband Chris Von Pischel.
Okay. So your request is a little different, not that we don't see them, but normally we have the variance. So we go through the questionnaire, which you're going to have. But if you want to just give us a little background, we'll ask a few questions, and then we'll run through the application that you've provided.
Sure. Oh, sorry. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
go right ahead.
So I have worked in fitness for about 30 years, and I was trying to kind of de-stress my life a little bit, and so started a little studio at my house during COVID. We put in a little bit more equipment, obviously, because we were all stuck at home. And so I have a few clients that wanted to continue on with me. So I just started doing some fitness classes in my home studio. Very small. I'm not looking to open up anything gigantic in the house, just to have some people come. Sometimes it's one-on-one, sometimes they bring a couple of their friends. And so that's where we're at.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions before we run through what? Criteria are? I can start. I just wanted some clarity on so the total living space is 2320 square feet in the home?
Sure, I looked it up when I
Okay.
had to write that in.
And that, I can't really tell. It
It's like
looks
a bedroom, and it's like one room down in our finished basement.
Okay, so 15, looks like square feet, but then it has, okay. So
So it's like a big living room section that feeds into what could be a bedroom. We don't have a bedroom down there. That feeds into that.
And you are not looking to have any employees?
No.
You're not looking to renovate?
No.
Do you need any additional parking?
Nope, so we currently have a very nice long driveway, thank you Londonderry, for our house being on the back side of the road. We have a 2-car stall garage, so there's 2 spots there, and we have a little offshoot set, which I think people used to play basketball there. That could also do 2 cars.
How many cars do you expect to have at the most at any one time?
So it's no bigger at a max. I could maybe do 4 people, and even that's pushing it. I don't like to see that many because you lose the one-on-one kind of option. But that's the max I can see. And usually when it's that case, you know, they're coming with friends, and I usually say come together because they tend to want to work out together. So it's not a giant party happening.
So you can accommodate 4 additional cars being in your driveway?
I can.
And you're looking to have a sign put up?
Nope, no sign.
Okay.
No, thank you. I'm not looking to grow giant. I'm just looking to keep the people that I work with currently.
So 15, I'm just curious, it just seems odd to me, 15 square feet, like a 5x3 space is small for 4 people and
15,
you.
isn't it 15 feet by 15 feet?
Yeah, it's only like 15 by 15.
So literally, if you walked into a bedroom,
big
it's like
bedroom.
everybody's in a corner.
Oh, okay, so it's 15 by 15, not.
Yeah. So I have 1 treadmill, 1 TRX station, 1 weight station, and maybe like a med ball station.
225.
So it's about 10%, okay.
Can I just interject so we're clear on the record? Your application just says 15 square feet to be used. See it up there?
Oh, yeah.
So, just so everybody knows, that's not what you want to use. It's a 15 by 15 room.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
I thought that meant square foot, sorry.
Yep, no, that's okay. Just wanted to make sure that
Yes.
everybody knows that's what you want to do.
Yeah, so Mitch did the quick math on that, so it's 225 square feet, which is about 10% of the,
But still under.
okay, which is still fine. Any questions from you gentlemen?
Do you need any additional construction or entryways or anything like that for
Nope.
this?
I have 2 egresses.
And that area has potentially exercise equipment, or are these just consultations?
I didn't understand your
Do
question.
you have exercise equipment in that specific area?
Yes.
That would be the exercise equipment that would be used?
Correct.
And there was a mention of a pool, but I don't know, does a pool constitute some of the square footage, or is that because it's outside? Do you have an idea, Laura?
That's not part of the square footage.
Okay,
Unless you think it should be.
okay, thank you. But you may use a pool at times. It seemed like you suggested that in your application.
Correct. So kind of 2 separate. I do go to other people's swimming houses to do swimming lessons in the summer season. So it's not part of the fitness part. If you have a pool, I'll go to you. If you don't have a pool, you can come to mine. I don't sort of go one way or the other.
Okay.
I'm glad that was
Any
your phone
questions?
and not mine.
Are there any other businesses on your street or in your area?
Yes,
Are they direct neighbors to you, or are
No.
they down the street or anything
the
like
street.
that? Down the street? Okay. I think I'm okay.
I'm good.
Okay, so if there was anyone that would like to speak in favor of this application? Anyone in opposition?
I have letters from my abutters as well.
Okay.
We don't do it in the.
Sure. All but 2. One was on vacation and.
And just for the record, I don't see any previous zoning for this property, and I didn't see any letters in the file.
There was none. I know she had some that she was
Okay.
submitting this evening.
Okay, so read these into the record. They're all the same.
If you just want to read the
One.
content and just state the names and addresses.
Oh, okay, yep. These are the signed letters from the abutters. I, Rogerio Sa, residing at 8 Quinton Drive, have no objection to case number 92122-1, special exception for home occupation per LZO 512 for a whole body / mind training fitness center, 6 Quinton Drive, map 5, lot 50-10, zoned AR1, Chris and Carolyn, owners and occupants. And I am in full support of the request, signed by the owner. These are all the same letter. This one is for Michael and Jesse Hebert, residing at 2 Quentin Drive, also have no objection. Kristen Doliver, residing at 7 Quentin Drive has no objection. Michael and Brenda Gillespie, residing at 9 Wiley Hill Drive, have no objection. Chris and Bridget Gingro, residing at 4 Quentin Drive, have no objection. And Michael and Kristen O'Donnell, residing at 2 Wayland Drive, have no objection to the stated case.
Okay. Anything else before we go into deliberation?
I'm okay.
I'm okay
Okay.
for deliberation. I was trying to get you had a nice visual of the street. I just
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get
So
a
the
chance.
only abutters that I didn't reach out to were the Zoliacs, who I had previously spoken to. And the one that I was afraid of is our backwoods neighbor down the way.
Okay.
So she's on
Did-
High Range, the
Did they have
Moraines.
objections?
No, she didn't. She wished us good luck, but
Okay.
we woke her up from a nap and
You're
I
very
was
thorough.
afraid to ask.
Okay.
Up here.
The Roger Saws to that left, and the Jingros are to our immediate right.
Okay.
And Quentin runs from what's the cross streets?
We don't, Wayland and Lorraine. The O'Donnells are to the left where it doesn't really have a house on the 3435. Yep, the Heberts are across the way from us. And the Dollivers are on the other side.
Okay, thank you.
And it looks like, at least on Google Maps, that they may also have a business running out of lot 005-05115, directly behind you through the woods.
So that's the Gillespies, and they signed that. They've got the pet butler.
Okay, it looks like, Pet Butler? Okay, it's on Google, it says Pro Image, that they're a painting company as well.
Oh,
Is
so they, that's the meringues. That's our backyard neighbors. So she was the one I was afraid to wake, that I woke up.
that- Okay.
All right,
We're good?
Yep,
I'm
I'm
gonna
good.
close the public comment, and we will go into deliberation.
okay.
You read.
I read, okay. I guess I'll read the item and what the answer was. So will the activities associated with the home occupation detract from the rural character of the residential neighborhood or create traffic, environmental, aesthetic impacts substantially different than the impacts created by other permitted uses in the neighborhood?
I say no.
I say no also.
I say no as well. Number 2, is the home occupation shall be incidental and secondary to the use of the property as a residential dwelling.
Yes.
I agree. Home occupation shall be permitted only in single-family or two-family dwelling units and are not permitted in multifamily dwelling units.
Accurate.
I agree. The home occupation shall occupy no more than 25% of the existing normal living area of the primary residence, or if the home occupation is conducted in an accessory building, no more than 50% of the existing normal living area of the primary residence, up to a maximum of 1,000 square feet may be dedicated to the home occupation. I agree.
I agree.
Only members of the occupant's immediate family residing on the property may be employed. Agreed.
That?
No exterior renovations or construction shall be permitted as part of a home occupation.
Correct.
Correct, yep. Exterior storage of any products, equipment, machinery, or materials associated with the home occupation is prohibited. I would agree. Traffic generated by the home occupation shall not create safety hazards or be substantially greater in volume than would normally be expected in the neighborhood.
I don't believe it would.
I would agree. The off-street parking shall be adequate for anticipated customers, although no parking areas in excess of those necessary for normal residential purposes will be allowed.
That seems true.
I would agree. All home occupation shall be conducted in accordance with all town regulations, state laws, and licensing requirements.
Yes.
I agree. Sign, please indicate whether a sign was requested and permitted, and if it's a freestanding or wall sign, there is no sign.
No signs, yeah.
Let's move that. Hours of operation.
She has them here. Do we need them, or we just,
It says to, well, it has the line to put them in.
okay. So Monday through Friday, she's got 5 to 10 a.m. Ooh, you're an early riser. And 5 to 8 p.m.
Saturday, 7 to 11. Is that AM or PM?
AM.
5 PM to 10 PM on, sorry, I was,
Yes, 5 to 10
and then
and 5 to 8. 5 to 8.
and that's PM on Saturday.
No, AM.
AM.
AM, okay, I wrote AM.
Here we go.
5 to 8 AM. That's early on Saturday. Do we have any zoning conditions and restrictions to protect the residential character of the neighborhood?
I don't think we had anything.
I don't think there's anything we need to add.
Okay, so that's the end of those.
Suzanne, could we just add as a condition, just because it's not reflected in her application, the square footage?
Oh, very good, right.
Not to exceed more than 225 square feet.
Do that. That's a good way to do it.
Or you could say 230.
Okay. So, I'd like to make a motion to grant this application for special exception. I guess I should say the number of the application. Case number 092122-1, request for special exception for a home occupation per LZO 5.12 for a whole body mind training fitness center, 6 Quentin Drive, map 5, lot 50-10, zoned AR1. Chris and Carolyn Von
Close enough.
Fischel, owners, and Carolyn Von Fischel, applicant. I'd like to make a motion to approve the application for special exception.
I second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So, I'm the clerk tonight, I guess.
I feel like
There should be a voting sheet in there.
I think we're in April.
Are you using a pencil?
Yes. Do you have a pen? I never bring a pen. Thank you.
Yeah, is there a sheet? I have another pen.
And today's the 21st.
It is.
All right. Should I give you these?
Is there another voting sheet in there?
Don't
Doesn't file.
see that one. No.
Okay. Is this the only voting sheet?
That was for,
The special exception?
yes,
Okay.
and on the second page, there's a spot for a signature.
Yep. Okay.
Put this behind me.
Yeah, ready when you were.
All right. Next up is case number 92122-2, request for a variance from LZO 4.2.1.3.C.1 to encroach 15 feet into the 40-foot front setback for the installation of front porch steps, 48 South Road, map 3, lot 16, zoned AR1, William and Jacqueline Govin, owners and applicants. And I apologize if I butchered your last name also.
No problem.
Okay, and you are William?
I am William. I'm not William and Jacqueline. Yep. Yes. Nice to meet you.
You as well. So we normally just ask that you go through the 5 criteria. You can
Sure.
read them right off here, or you can do them
Yeah.
off the top of
Made
your head.
myself note cards, so I think
Sure.
I'm good.
Great.
All right. So my name is Bill Gavain. Moved to 48 South Road with my wife and daughter in 2019. We also have a 10-month-old daughter. Our house was built in 1950, so I think before some of these rules were in place. We're just looking to replace our front steps there, just based on them being a bit dangerous and kind of ugly. So we want to get a step and then a platform and some little railings put in there. So I guess I'll go through those 5 variance criteria. The first was variance will not be contrary to public interest. I think us replacing these front steps could only make, anyone who comes over our house, whether it be, emergency personnel or something like that, or neighbors or delivery people, safer. I think I sent a picture in of the height, but I have one right here if I didn't, but it's like 10 inches from the top step to the door, where I think it's supposed to be about 7.5 from what I've been told. As you can see also, that top rock there is probably not supposed to be a step. It gets real icy in the winter time. We had people do our windows last November, and they slipped a couple times coming in. Luckily, they were fine. My mother-in-law's taken a couple diggers on it, so we're looking to just make that a little bit safer there. There's also that gap, as you see from the top as well. No one's ever gotten caught in there, but I could just picture my 10-month-old when she's a little bit older and walking around, kind of just getting her foot stuck in there. So the second variance criteria, spirit of the ordinance is observed. Yeah, we're not, so I think we're not trying to do anything as far as like different. We're pretty much just trying to put safe stairs in there, nothing too much bigger from a dimensions wise. We're just doing 3 by 4 feet there. I forget what it's called, the Trex decking, the composite decking. We recently had our back deck replaced, so just matching that. Number 3 was substantial justice is done. So I think kind of to the first point in the first variance, it's only going to make things, safer for anyone, not hinder anyone's ability to do anything. And we're not going crazy or flashy or trying to change anything, just kind of trying to make what's currently set up a little bit safer there. The fourth variance criteria, values of surrounding properties are not diminished. I can't see how it would affect the other properties negatively. If anything, maybe make ours go up $100 and make theirs a little bit more valuable as well. So then number 5, which was the one that was a little confusing for me, but literal enforcement of the provisions of the ordinance would result in unnecessary hardship. I don't think it's going to affect anyone and cause any hardships. And, it was built in 1950 before some of those rules, so we really don't have another option. It's our front door, so we can't like move that. So that's, and the second part, is it reasonable? I think so. We're just trying to kind of make things safe with the front steps there.
Okay. Questions?
How far is your house set back from the road currently?
Yes, I have that written down. So our house is about, I was doing these math, they were great in helping me in the office figure it out, but our house already encroaches, I guess, 8 feet from the 40 feet, so 32 back, I guess, is where it would be.
Okay.
If I'm doing that math correctly.
And how far out do you anticipate coming off the house?
Off the house?
Yeah.
It was 3 feet, so 3 by 4, yeah.
Just 3 feet?
Yep.
Okay.
And what are you currently off the house with those?
I think it's a little bit less than that. I think it's, but it's about the same. I think we'd be going like a little bit longer than where that bottom step is today.
Right.
The amount of the encroachment, I'm sorry,
The encroachment would be about 11.
15 feet.
Yeah, 15 was just
They're
like a little
8.
buffer, I think, there as well, because in case I screwed up the math at all.
Yeah.
So are
It's
we-
about double what the actual stairs will come out. It's going to come out 3 feet, but he's factoring in about 7 feet of.
Well, the house already encroaches 8 feet.
Right. So 7 more is kind of what he's asking for permission to
Oh.
encroach.
Maximum
but
7 more.
Maximum of 7 more, but he's only anticipating encroaching 3 more off the house.
And it's just going to be 2 steps, or is it 3 or
It's,
4?
it's one step and then the landing.
Most of the properties in your area, like South Road, tight on the road like that, is that pretty common?
Yeah, I think so. There are some that are set back further, but the ones at least right around me are pretty close. The ones to my left and right, I think across the street, they're set. Actually, the one right across the street is closer, but then the one up and back a little bit there. But yeah, a lot of them are close to the
So you had mentioned wanting to put in railing as well? So it'll be stairs and,
Yep, my wife wanted the railings. I think that's more for the looks. I don't know who would be falling off one step, but
any other questions? on the board? Is there anyone out in the audience who would like to speak in favor of the application? Seeing none, anyone objecting? Seeing none, bringing it back to the board.
You have the file. Did we get any letters or there's a previous zoning on this property? I don't know who has the file.
There was no previous zoning on this house.
previous owners?
Previous zoning.
Oh,
There was,
sorry.
There was no
I was like-
previous zoning on this house, according to the application.
Usually, they-
Yeah, right here, previous zoning board action on this property, none. So it predated the ordinance.
Did it predate the ordinance?
Well, if there's no zoning board action, then.
No, that's just if they came to us for some type of relief.
Oh.
Questions, concerns from anybody here?
No.
Mitch, you all set?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out number 5.
Well, the house is already 8 feet into the encroachment, so he needs steps to get in the house.
Yeah, I always struggle with 5.
Everyone
It's
struggles.
tough, yeah. I was like, I don't know what half these words mean, but I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to turn your house or something. Tear it down and rebuild somewhere
Maybe a
else.
trampoline.
Push it back, push it back.
Something.
Okay,
All right,
all right, we will close the public portion and go into deliberation.
who has the sheets?
You have the sheets.
Are they in here?
Oh, you have them.
This is,
Ah, the cheat sheet. Okay. All right,
all right. So granting the variance would or would not be contrary to the public interest because,
I would say would not.
you took my pen. Or your pen. I took your pen.
Would not. If anything, this would make it safer and more usable.
yeah, it talks about the altering the character of the neighborhood, I don't think. Changing the steps in the front of the house is gonna alter the character of the neighborhood.
And I'll say makes it safer.
Well, that gets us to number 2.
Okay. The spirit of the ordinance would or would not be observed because,
I'd say would.
I would agree.
Increase safety.
Granting the variance would or would not do substantial justice because,
I would say would.
I would
Agreed.
agree.
Allows the homeowner to,
Use his front door.
You know, be more problems for the homeowner and no gain for the public.
correct.
Not granting it. For the following reasons, the values of the surrounding properties would or would not be diminished. I would say would not.
I would agree. Like you said, it may increase it about $100.
You're welcome, South Road.
All right, so owing to special conditions of the property that distinguish it from other properties in the area, denial of the variance would result in unnecessary hardship because there is or is not a fair and substantial relationship between the general public purpose of the ordinance provision and the specific application of that provision to the property because,
I would say that the house being already 8 feet in the encroachment would make it reasonable and impossible to do otherwise without completely tearing the house down.
So you're looking for it is not,
Correct.
and I agree.
I agree as well.
And
Is a reasonable one.
Yeah.
What was the reason for is not?
so it was already
In the encroachment.
encroachments due to the, being built in the 1950s, it was already encroaching into the current requirement. It would be impossible to him to do anything with the steps if it would still be in compliance with the
It
steps.
was built pre the.
Right.
And is the proposed use is or is not a reasonable one because?
Is reasonable to have front steps.
To access your house from your front door.
I'm going to add safe front steps.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion.
I move to approve, let's see here. Case number 9/2122-2, request for a variance from LZO 4.2.1.3.c.1 to encroach 15 feet into the 40-foot setback for the installation of front porch steps, 48 South Road, map 3, lot 16, zoned AR1, William and Jacqueline Gavain, owners and applicants.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. You're all welcome to walk up and down the steps.
Hopefully you'd say that if we said no.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Got the,
Who's got the file?
the voting sheet, but not the file.
Yeah, I'm sure we put it out here. Okay. We are moving right along.
All right, I'm going to read the next one.
Go right ahead.
All right. It's in the back now. J, correct?
We are on J, yes.
All right. Next up is case number 9/2122-7, request for a variance from LZO 4.2.1.3.c.1 to encroach 10 feet into the 40-foot front setback for the construction of front stairs, 401 Mammoth Road, map 12, lot 63-2, zoned to AR1, Waterford Construction LLC owners and applicants. Please have a seat. Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know where this is.
Well, it does need some steps.
All right.
This
Do
case
you
sounds
wanna-
familiar.
Was there any other variance history on this one?
Oh, great question. On this history,
No.
no.
I know, do we get any, I guess we don't really need to talk about that now, but anything in the file from the folks?
Okay.
My name's Scott DeSantis, managing member, Waterford Construction. We bought a 1971 build, single-family mobile home hybrid, and with the intention to tear it down because it was unoccupiable. We, in the process of tearing it down, after we had applied for a two-story colonial, realized that there was water in the basement that was really inaccessible. So instead of going down with the home, we decided we would try to keep it at slab level, which raised the house up. We were further over to the right on the property, within the setbacks of Londonderry's 15-foot side setbacks. And once we started the construction, the engineer realized that we were in a 25-foot state-mandated cemetery setback. We had to tear out the foundation, no cost to us, so we weren't the victim there, and put it back to a tighter spot, still leaving it out of the ground, which leaves that front door pretty high, as you can see. We are 2 feet back from the 40-foot, so we're 42 feet back from the side of the edge of the road, not leaving us obviously anywhere near enough room to have a front door access. We're within the confines of the setbacks everywhere, but our front stairs would be coming out approximately just about 10 feet into the 40-foot setback, with a total of just under 12 feet, about 11.6. And that's what we're here for, trying to just get front steps going up to the front door. The second page shows the rendering of what it is, and the third is what was there before.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So when you found out that you had to push back, what was the reason that you didn't go back further?
We're too close to a pond in the back. We're too close to the road in the front, too close to water on the left, and the cemetery setback on the right. So we really had a tight spot to work with, and we had to bring it up. And if we didn't have to bring it up, we wouldn't have as much of an issue as far as the stairs, number of stairs. But having to bring it up out of the ground, basically the basement's on ground level.
Is this a split level?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How close are you in the back, like to the limit to where you can go for the pond?
We're at the setback in the back. We're at the setback on the left. We're at the literally within inches on all around. It was pinned by the engineer. Everything was the footings. We worked to make sure that we stayed exact, but it left us with only 2 feet for front stairs.
Okay, if you could just go through and read the application. Go through the five
She's going to
criteria.
assist me so I can read over your head. I'm sorry, I don't have it with me. The variance will not be contrary to the public interest. Access to the home is limited. With front stairs, it will not be contrary to public interest, and I think it'll be a lot better looking from the road than it would be to have a stairway in the sky. I don't know what else we could do to get access for the front steps. The spirit of the ordinance is observed. It was observed as we built the best option for a replacement that we could come up with no basement. Substantial justice is done because it improved the lot and improved the neighborhood. And we have a brand-new septic that was 1971 at the time that we took it over. And it's generally better for everybody involved that's going by there. The values of the surrounding properties will not be diminished. I think it'll only increase everybody's property values around the area. No fair and substantial relationship exists between the general public purposes of the ordinance provisions and the specific application of that provision to the property. And I explained the 25-foot setback with the bordering cemetery as well as the issues of the grandfathered building corners, and we had nowhere to go. The stairs, we're going with small of code as we can in order to put a landing and stairs down.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Questions?
Laura, can we see the zoning map for this lot?
I'm gonna pull that right now.
To see that.
That's not it.
That's
Yeah,
what it
not
was
anymore.
before.
That's the old one, but.
Oh, yeah.
This side is the cemetery right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So once we dug, we actually had to be further away from it.
It's unfortunate.
So you already had to move the entire,
We had to rip up the poured concrete foundation and start over, yeah.
But as he said, it wasn't on his time.
Right.
No, it wasn't my mistake, thankfully. But it was an honest mistake. Nobody understood the mandate on the 25 feet.
Can you tell us the front to back, like what's the size of the house front to back?
Believe it's 20. Boy. I have the plan on my phone. I believe it's 26 by 48.
How does that compare to other houses in that area?
It's about as small of a footprint as we can get without having, the original plan for doing a colonial, where you're putting it, having a 2-story and a basement, would have been a little bit smaller. but we couldn't go down with it. So as far as a slab grade home, it's about as small of a footprint as you could get without being ridiculously small. As you can see, the one across the street is a one-level home that has the garage on the side and the family or breezeway area.
So you can't go down, you can't go back, you can't go left, you can't go right, and you can only go 2 feet forward.
Right.
Got it.
So what was the issue with going down? There was water?
Yeah, there was water. What happened was the home was on a block foundation, but we couldn't access it, so we didn't know what was under it until we took the property off. And in there, there was about 3 feet of standing water, 4 feet down. So I would say the water was 4 or 5 feet down water level. And it was a pretty wet time, but we didn't want to go in and cause a problem for the new person with the possibility of a wet basement.
And you're the owner, you won't be the occupant, you'll be
Correct.
selling it?
Correct.
I'm good.
Any further questions, Mitch? No. Okay, take it out to the audience. Is there anyone that wants to speak in support of the application? Seeing none, anyone with any objections, questions? Seeing none, take it back to the board. Ready to close?
Forward.
Okay,
I want to discuss before we vote. I said a couple quick
okay.
thoughts.
So we're gonna close the public section and we'll go into deliberation.
Okay, what I was trying to figure out is, this is the way I look at some of these things, because on the one hand, this looks like something you need steps, you can't climb up. On the other, would we have approved this if he came beforehand based on the size of the house, right? That, to me, it's terrible that there's a home built already on the property. But it does look bigger than the other properties in the area. And if it had been similar, you might have been able to fit the steps. And I don't know what you think of that, but it's something I always debate when we come to these things after, like, they've already moved it once.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that again, but it is something I like to think about. And I'm just curious, what do you think with that?
My thought is 28 it was 28 feet front
Yeah,
and back?
it's approximately 1,500 square foot house with a finished area in the basement.
Back out every time we ask him a question. So that's okay, it's just, let's get them all out at one point. Yeah, he said it's 26 by 48.
Okay.
So, I think that this size house for where we are in 2022 is not exceptionally large.
I agree.
I do think it's larger than the homes in that area, but if you were doing a tear down as they had done, you're not gonna put up a tiny house.
Right.
Right.
And gets,
I mean, look what was there.
No, and I guess, but my point is, if we were here and there was no house, and they said we have to encroach to put stairs in, would we feel the same? And if that's the case, and I think about that a lot, I don't know yet,
Right.
but
No, I understand that.
no, I do too, and people don't like to, it's too late.
Right. And the request,
sooner.
and the request is for 10 feet.
Into it.
right. And it's high, so 10 feet is not a lot. Like, I can't do the
Right,
math.
for,
And the other concern is where it's actually located, because that is a busy road.
right. I don't see another option for a front door either on a split level like that.
Nick, is there any, can I do that, or we need to do something? Can I?
you can.
Is there any concern with sighting, sight from their property or anything, no, nothing like that?
Site distance, no, it's back far enough.
Okay.
And I'll make a note, I was out there today doing an inspection, and I measured and calculated where the stairs are gonna come out, and he's only gonna be encroaching 7'9",
Okay, so it is even less.
not 10.
Okay,
So the stairs will be about 10 feet off the house total, but they have still 2 feet within
right,
the,
right, right, got it.
within the,
Okay. That helps, thank you.
I've driven past this 100 times.
Me too.
And,
No,
I mean, it's set back still,
okay,
even seeing it like you can see it from the road clearly, but coming out 10 more feet isn't gonna,
Be a safety issue.
yeah, it's not gonna be an eyesore or a safety issue in my opinion.
okay, do you want to, I'm good with,
Okay,
all right?
let's read.
All right. So we'll run down. Is this the right one? I'm feeling it's,
Yep,
Jay?
7. It's 7.
okay, okay. Granting the variance would or would not be contrary to the public interest because,
I'd say would not. I'd say that this lot is exceptional because of the setbacks that it has that limits the home space.
I guess the character of the neighborhood, would this granting the variance, not the house itself, change the character of the neighborhood?
I think a ladder to the front door would be worse than a staircase.
Yeah, I don't think it would.
I agree.
Okay. I just wrote, adding steps to the front would not change the character of the neighborhood. The spirit of the ordinance would or would not be observed because.
I would say that they definitely tried to observe the spirit of the ordinance, considering they ripped up the slab versus trying to get zoning on something.
I don't think it's going to affect the health, safety, or welfare of
Yeah.
the citizens of Londonderry. I'll quiet it down after the PFAS left.
Granting the variance would or would not do substantial justice because. I would say it would,
I would say would.
and I guess the
Benefit to the applicant will far outweigh any loss to the public.
the following reasons, the values of the surrounding properties would or would not be diminished, would not.
Non-eyesore, not sticking out.
Nope, nice new property.
Yep.
Okay, and owing to special conditions of the property that distinguish it from other properties in the area, denial of the variance would result in unnecessary hardship because there is or is not a fair and substantial relationship between the general public purpose of the ordinance provision and the specific application of the provision to the property because.
I believe so, and even if they hadn't started building yet, I would still believe so.
I believe not that it doesn't.
It's
That
not,
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that is due to the special conditions of the property,
Yes.
which include
Very strict.
cemetery
setbacks.
setback requirement, the water in the back,
Water underneath.
water underneath.
There were some special conditions.
Sometimes that's a hard one, but not here.
Yep, that's true. I don't usually get to write et cetera in that one. The proposed use is or is not a reasonable one because.
Front steps are reasonable. Encroaching 10 feet into the 40-foot setback in this case is reasonable due to the nature of the home.
And are there any comments or restrictions?
That it can't exceed more than 10 feet, but that's already written in, so should be good.
Okay,
Motion?
All right. In case number 92122-7, request for a variance from LZO 4.2.1.3.c.1 to encroach 10 feet into the 40-foot front setback for the construction of front stairs, 401 Mammoth Road, map 12, lot 63-2, zoned AR-1. Waterford Construction LLC, owner and applicant. I move to approve.
I'll second. Bill?
Go ahead. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Granted?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We're looking at the very last one.
Chris, what's your last name?
More, M-O-O-R-E.
Yep. All right. Next and finally is case number 2122-10, request for a variance from LZO 4.2.1.3.c.1 to encroach 12 feet into the 40-foot front setback for the construction of of covered porch/stairs, 18 Rain Tree Drive, map 8, lot 3-49, zoned to AR-1, Joy Stewart Buzzell, owner and applicant.
Hi,
Name? Are you Joyce?
Joy.
Joy, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. Do you want to just give us a little background, or if you just want to go right into the 5 criteria? Whichever you prefer.
Okay, well, this is my boyfriend, Tom. He lives in the house with me. I have been there since 1997, so my first ever house in Londonderry, and I'd like to continue to stay there forever. Really, really, really want a farmer's porch, always have. Can't afford to relocate at this point, and my existing porch is damaged and not safe, so I thought this would be the perfect time to make that investment. So would you like me to go ahead? Sure. Okay. All right. So with I'll write the first one here. A variance is requested of the zoning ordinance for the following reasons. The existing porch needs to be replaced due to damage. The existing 7 by 8 foot porch needs to be replaced with a covered porch to protect from future damage. The proposed farmer's porch is 7 by 32 and projects 3 feet into the setback. And then previous zoning board action on this property, none. So right now, when you walk out of our house, you can't really see in that picture.
Trees in front of it.
Yeah, a lot of those trees are gone now, which is great for the porch. But ice can come right down on your head. There's no covering, and it's quite dangerous. And part of the, look at how young my kids were. Part of the porch has been destroyed from falling ice and trees. So yeah, where that red door is, that's the existing porch. Yep, right there. Okay, so number 1, the variance will not be contrary to the public interest. The purpose of the new porch is to replace the existing front porch and steps, which need to be replaced due to the damage from falling trees and ice. The new porch will be covered with a roof, so the new porch will improve safety, aesthetics, and prevent future damage to the porch. It will have no ill effect on the public and will improve safety for inhabitants, visitors, delivery people, and first responders. And number 2, the spirit of the ordinance is observed. The new porch will meet all other dimensional requirements and be built in accordance with all town codes. The porch will not contribute to overcrowding and will still fit the character of the neighborhood. 3, substantial justice is done. The porch will improve the aesthetics, safety, and usefulness of our property with no negative impact on neighbors. Number 4, the value of surrounding properties are not diminished. The new porch will improve the value of our home and improve the value of the surrounding properties because an unsafe condition will be replaced with a new porch that adds aesthetic value and improves the character of the home and neighborhood. And number 5, no fair and substantial relationship exists between the general public purposes of the ordinance. The existing house was built 41 feet from the front lot line, so there is no room for expansion on the front of the house without impacting the 40-foot front setback. And the second part of that, the proposed use is a reasonable one. The proposed porch is as wide as the existing platform and steps. The new porch would only be an additional 36 inches, which would be the size of the new steps.
Just to clarify, so you're replacing it with the exact same size porch?
Minus the steps. So the
Steps will
old porch
be-
is like 4 foot with 3 foot of steps. The new porch will be that full 7, so we need the extra 3 for the steps.
Okay, so you want to go out to where the steps end and then add steps
Right.
after?
Right.
3 steps, basically 3 foot more is what we're looking at.
Okay. And it's not going to be any wider?
No,
Okay.
no.
And the entire existing structure is within the zoning? So you don't need an adjustment or anything like that for what's already there, should you replace what was already there, correct?
Right. So that 41 feet came from one of the town engineers. I didn't know what the easement was, to be honest with you, from the road. So I went by that number because it came from the engineer saying we had 41 feet to work with, which means we're probably already into that zone with the porch that's existing now, because that is 7 feet. So now we're looking to go 10 feet total, so an additional 3. So we're asking for an additional 3 into what we're already into, which comes out to about, 9 or 10 feet into, I guess 9 because it's 41 feet. And 7-foot porch wide with 3-foot steps, right? So we're looking at 31 feet total from the easement. So it's really 9. We asked for 12 because just buffer, basically.
Yeah, I'm struggling because I see, this is what I'm reading, and maybe I'm reading it wrong. The existing porch needs to be replaced to damage. The existing 7x8 porch needs to be replaced with a covered porch. The proposed farmer's porch is 7x32. That's what,
Right, because we don't have a farmer's porch now, like now it's just a little landing with no coverage, and if I'm gonna make a new porch, I'd like it
so
to
it's gonna be
be.
wider.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
It'd go the length of the original house.
Of the
Used to be
original
8
house.
wide, and now it's gonna be 32, so it's gonna be a much longer porch.
Longer,
Will be,
right,
yes.
right, if you can see the house, not,
supposed-
that's the addition, so wouldn't have
Well,
They can
anything,
get
Because of
inside
the
a little.
Square footage-wise, it'll be.
yeah, just covering that part of the house.
right, exactly.
Not the addition, yeah.
So it's gonna be
The length of that, yep.
the entire width of the original house.
Not entirely,
The-
no, right? It's
Yeah,
shorter
it'd
than
go
that.
from the
is it the
end to
whole
end on the
Oh,
original
all right.
house,
Then let's see.
7 foot wide,
7 foot,
from the house to the road,
okay.
and then 3 foot for steps. Now, today, we have 4 foot of porch with 3 foot of steps, so it's 7 foot already on the front.
Right. So
Right.
Right.
We're basically asking for steps is about what it amounts to.
Looking for 12, right?
Do we have current, know how far they currently encroached?
What they provided was, this is what they provided.
So the,
I did not do these, but this is the measurements that they put forward.
Yeah, the 41 actually came from the town, came from the engineer. So we went by that. If that's true, then our
the existing
current,
porch is already encroaching.
yeah,
Right.
right.
Is it 41 or?
It's 41 on the short side, 45 on the long side.
Yeah, now, I could tell you I measured to the road. I don't know what the easement is, what the measurement is on that, but to the road from the southwest corner, which is the closest, as you can see, it's not quite parallel.
Does it go directly to the pavement of the
It
road?
does not, and people get confused.
Right,
So the
exactly.
40-foot front setback starts from the front property line to the house. So there could be additional right-of-way there before you get to the pavement.
Is there on this property?
That, we have this, so I will,
If there is, they may need either the full 12 or more.
I don't want to venture because this is not supposed to be used for legal purposes, but you can see just as a general reference, like here's the property line and then you have this space before you get to the pavement.
So they may potentially exceed the 12.
All right, well, if you go back to this line is the front property line. So they're measuring from here to here, and they're saying it's 41,
Well, no, they said they measured from the pavement.
no,
Well,
this right
I
here, no,
measured from the
this-
pavement, which is 63 feet. That number 41 came from the town.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
understood.
So this 41 is from the property line, not from the pavement. So this
Okay.
is from their property line, and they're saying it's from the front property line to the front corner of the house is 41 feet. And then over here, because the house is tilted, it's 45 feet.
Right. And you said that on the short end, it was 63 feet from the
To the,
pavement.
to the actual pavement, yes.
Okay, all right.
Is the existing porch original? Was it there when you purchased the property? Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of lopsided now.
It's pretty beat up. It's,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
gutter on the top side of that roof, and it just demolishes it
Yeah.
every winter.
And there's huge, like, huge icicles that hang down that are ready to just kill somebody.
Yeah, I've been hit by a few, so
Yeah.
it's not
You're gonna
safe.
do some gutter
It's not
work,
safe
too.
at all. We really need a roof over that. On top of that, even if you don't get hit by anything, it does melt and lands right on the porch, and then if it
an
drops below
icy mess.
32, it's nothing but a skating rink out there.
They're not going to encroach it more than they currently do with steps they're going to come in.
It's gonna be
Yes,
3 feet more than they already encroach.
Together now.
I was getting confused with the size
It's a
differential.
lot of numbers.
Now, it's a little bit tough to see, but I see that you have like a retaining wall.
Correct.
How far out does that currently go?
The front, so there's actually steps that go around the retaining wall on the
Right,
back.
up through
So
there.
if you walked up the driveway,
Yeah.
and then around that, right there, there's steps that go up to the door. The sidewalk is in front of the steps that go up to the door there. So there's a landing at the top of,
So we're gonna
starts right there, goes up about 5, 6 steps.
Yeah.
And there's a landing, it's just brick. And then 3 steps up to the porch.
The porch would cover that retaining wall that you're looking at next to the house. It would just go over that.
So it
It
would,
would go.
That's why we chose 7 feet, so we wouldn't have to remove that.
retaining wall stays as is.
I mean, that back, see that? Yeah, that, yep.
Yeah. So
That's
the-
not gonna be removed.
The
It's just gonna
steps
go
go
over
up
it.
between the retaining walls. There's actually 2 walls, so
Yep.
you gotta,
Right, right.
steps go between them. The back retaining wall and the front retaining wall stay exactly as they are.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, any other questions? Take it out to the audience if you have anyone who is in favor of this application. Seeing no one, anyone with any objections or questions? Seeing no one, we'll bring it back to the board. Questions? Mitch?
I think I'm good.
I think I'm okay.
Anything else you want to add before we close the public?
No, it's really, I mean, it's really for more safety than it is anything else. Certainly, the aesthetics of it will look much better, not only for us, but for neighbors as well, and they're all looking forward to sitting out there with us.
Yes,
And they've said so.
yep, I know.
Thank you. We'll close the public portion. We'll bring it back to the board.
There were no,
Any general comments?
do we have any other previous zoning that we look for?
Nope, no previous
okay.
zoning. Got nice big notes now. Any concerns? You okay?
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
So, granting the variance would or would not be contrary to the public interest because,
I don't think it's gonna alter the character of the neighborhood to expand the porch.
I agree.
the spirit of the ordinance would or would not be observed because.
I say the spirit is observed. Not going to
Sounds
any issues
striking.
with health, safety, or welfare.
Right.
Might actually,
That's way back from the street.
It's 63 feet on the
Yeah.
short corner. Property line just starts like 20 feet off the road.
okay. Granting the variance would or would not do substantial justice because, guess it would.
Sure.
I would say wood.
Benefit to the applicant outweighs any harm to the public. For the following reasons, the values of the surrounding property would or would not be diminished.
I believe this would potentially add value to this home, so
So it would not
Surrounding.
diminish.
it would not diminish.
Okay. Owing to special conditions of the property that distinguish it from other properties in the area, denial of the variance would result in unnecessary hardship because there is or is not a fair and substantial relationship between the general public purpose of the ordinance provision and the specific application of that provision to the property because.
Well, this property already has, if they're gonna rebuild the deck, they're gonna need some form of a variance anyways, because it's already encroaching. Expanding and making it larger is not necessarily needed, but doesn't harm anyone either.
Do you have any thoughts here?
So I think, yeah, obviously the house was built very tight to the lot line, just 1 foot buffer there. And with them explaining that the snow falls off there and that it freezes and refreezes, is a safety issue for them. So I think putting a cover over that makes sense. I don't really have any objection that they're expanding it out sideways from there.
Agreed.
The issue is coming forward, and in order to get a cover over that for safety purposes, I don't have an issue. How are you feeling?
No, I agree.
Okay.
The proposed use is or is not a reasonable one because, so we'll say is.
Yep.
Decks and steps.
In front of your house, or it's a reasonable use.
Okay.
All right. Case number 92122-10. I move to approve the request for variance from LZO 4.2.1.3.c.1 to encroach 12 feet into the 40-foot setback for the construction of covered porch/stairs, 18 Raintree Drive, map 8, lot 3-49, zoned AR-1, Joyce Stewart Buzzell, owner and applicant.
Second,
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? None? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Yes, we will. Thank you. Yay.
I'll go with that one.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna need to go back and fill out some paperwork, but, anything else?
I don't have anything else. Just, we do have, based on the continuances tonight, a lengthy agenda for October. So we'll have 11 applications next month.
Great,
Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I'm
but those are
excited.
based on 5 properties, because some of them are grouped. It's based on certain properties.
what's
So
the
5
date
properties
next
will
month?
still- October 19th.
Okay.
19, okay, so we have nothing further. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
I second.
We are adjourned.